Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Always a little sketchy about me.
A lot on his mind, Johnny.
Ain't you clever to see through this subterfuge?
A failure to properly value your freedom in the promising days ahead.
I trust you know 2% nothing's fucking nothing. Announcing your plans. It's a good way to hear God laugh.
And fuck us all anyway for the limber dick cocksuckers we are.
Hello. I just thought I'd make a video about the wall that sits behind me now, since I got it all hung up, and give you a rundown of the things that are on this wall. We'll start at this end. This is a J.D. Barry handmade recurve bow. It's 50 pounds at 28 inches. It's all handmade, hand inlaid. There are, I believe, 7 different exotic hardwoods in here, and every line you see is a separate stick of wood that goes all the way through. James Barry made this bow. This one is called, the Buck Zapper. That's right. You can see my name in there. And I named this one the Buck Zapper. This one was the second bow that I had him make for me. The first one we'll get to on the other end. It's a long bow. Wow. Get a hard breathing. Sorry, hope you can get past my breathing. This long rifle here is one that I had made for my first grandson, Preston. I ordered it right before he was born, and I got it right after he turned 1 year old. It took that long to make it. This one is named Petey. It's a 36 caliber rabbit gun. I have taken a few rabbits with it. I've dropped some prairie dogs with it. That is high quality curly maple, and the barrel is 42 inches long. The stock is extremely thin. If you see, that's 2 fingers. This whole thing is barely 2 fingers, including the barrel. This braid right here is a braid of my wife Audrey's hair that I attached to it. The next one, I did a video on this rifle. This one's called Danny Boy. This rifle was made in 1966 by a guy named Ted Fellows out of Seattle, Washington. It was made as an exact, I don't know what you'd call it. The TV show Daniel Boone had an episode called The Gun. And in there, he walked from Kentucky to Pennsylvania to have a rifle made special for him. And exactly what he described in that episode of Daniel Boone mimics exactly what this rifle is. And if you watched my video on Danny Boy, my first Kentucky long rifle, this is the gun I'm talking about in that episode, or in that video. And the episode of Daniel Boone called The Gun is exactly what describes this rifle. Everything Daniel told the rifle maker that he wanted in a gun describes exactly this rifle. This last one I had made, handmade, by Tennessee Valley Muzzle Loading. This is the highest quality curly maple as well as the bottom one. This one, oh, I'm sorry. Before I get up there, this one, Danny Boy, is .45 caliber. All of these are made for round ball only. So this one is a Tennessee style rifle. You can see the really deep shoulder mount or butt. And this one is .54 caliber. I had it made because I was putting in for moose and elk here in North Dakota, and you're only allowed to draw one tag of each of those in your lifetime, whether you get one or not. So I wanted to make sure the .54 caliber, it has to be at least 50 caliber to hunt those with a muzzle loader. I wanted to make sure I had a round ball big enough, and it's got the full buckhorn rear sight. This one has a swamped barrel. If you notice, well, you might probably not even notice it, but a swamped barrel, what it is back toward here, it's thicker through in here. Then the barrel goes down and it tapers slightly, and as you get toward the front of the barrel, it widens back out again. So through the center, it shrinks, and then it goes back out to it's a pretty light rifle. This one only weighs about 7.5 pounds, and it shoots like a dream. It is absolutely an excellent, excellent rifle. I had that one made specially for me for moose and elk. So now this one, the .45 caliber, weighs 9 pounds, and that's exactly what the Daniel Boone show said it should weigh. But this one here, now when I ordered this one and had it made, my wife got online and she found someone who makes gun socks, and these are all beads, hand sewn beads on this buckskin. And this was made specifically for that top rifle. And if you look back here, it's both sides of the gun sock. Are identical. And just absolutely beautiful work. That was a birthday present just specifically for that rifle right there. Okay, so we get over here, and this longbow, take this down for a minute. This is a J.D. Berry longbow that specifically has 11 exotic hardwoods made specifically for me. The light stripes that you see right here are elk antler, and they go all the way through. No, they don't. Those are just inlays. But everything else goes all the way through, all the way. These are 11 different exotic hardwoods in this longbow. This longbow is called the Buck Swatter. And the reason I had him called this the Buck Swatter is because I always loved shooting traditional bow ever since I was a little kid. I loved it so much, and I got so good at it as a kid that I got in trouble with it twice. I lost 2 bows. They were taken away from me by my parents because, well, the first one, I shot one of my aunt's chickens in the neck, and we wound up having chicken that night for dinner, and that was a bit of a problem. So they took my bow, and the next one, I shot one of my friend's mom's pots. We were trying to find targets, and my friend went and brought out one of his mom's aluminum cooking pots, and I shot it, and we didn't think anybody could hit it. I told him I could hit it. I just didn't think that the arrow would go all the way through it, but it did, because it was just one of those little bear bows, like a 15-pound bear bow that you used to get at Kmart or Woolworths or, Ben Franklin when I was a kid, those little places. Anyway, I lost bows, but my favorite fly swatter has always been a rubber band. And I could pick a fly off the wall. I could pick a fly off the ceiling with a rubber band, a good thick rubber band. And I got really good with the rubber band. And that was my quote-unquote fly swatter. So, when I finally had enough money to have that bow made, I told him I wanted the name Buck Swatter on it. That's not for hunting flies, that's for hunting deer. So that's my buck swatter. And this one is the buck zapper. Like a bug zapper, you might call it, but a buck zapper. And both of them were handmade by James Berry of J.D. Berry Bows in Washington State. I particularly chose him because when I wanted a bow to be made for me, I called about 5 different places, and all the places that I got a hold of were like, well, we have a website, you can just go take a look and tell us which one you want. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. Well, when I called James Berry, we were on the phone for like 2 hours before he agreed to make me that bow. He asked me everything you could think of. What are you going to use it for? Are you going to use it just for target shooting, or are you going to use it for hunting? I said, well, probably both. I said, I'm going to hunt with it, but I'll be doing way more target shooting than anything else. Well, he made sure that it was fitted with the correct shelf and everything here so that it didn't make noise. And this thing is so silent when you shoot it, you can't even hear it. This one is 46 pounds at 28 inches. And he had me literally, like you did when you were a little kid, he had me put my hand, well, the hand I hold it with, he had me put my hand on a sheet of paper and trace all the way around it like you did in kindergarten, you know, to make the turkey. And I had to send that to him so he knew exactly the size of my hand and the palm of my hand. He wanted to talk to me about where I was from, where am I going to hunt with it. And I'm in North Dakota. So during hunting season, it gets pretty damn cold in North Dakota. So he wanted to know all this stuff. He was asking me questions like crazy. And it really impressed me how much he wanted to know about me and what I was going to use this bow for and everything before he even agreed to make it for me. So that's the kind of guy I wanted to make my bow. And he has these kind of weird little bugs. There's, where in the hell is it? Maybe it's at the bottom. But there's a, might be able to see it on this one. Yeah, here we go. That little bug right there, he puts on all of his bows. And I found out what that's all about. There's a there's a bow brand on the market that is called a Black Widow. And he decided that he was going to put that little bug on all of his bows to make fun of the Black Widow that they put on their bows. I thought it was funny. But this is the hunting gear that I used up until I couldn't hunt anymore. And I'm going to tell you that center rifle, I've taken 2 deer with this rifle. I've taken numerous rabbits and other critters, small critters, with this one. I have yet to kill anything worth eating with that top one, but I'm hoping maybe I can put in this year and just sit somewhere and wait for something to show up. But this video is getting kind of long. My American flag, the big, oh God, that's got to be 6 feet. 6 feet by 3 feet. Or whatever it is. I was given that by a friend of mine, Dave Wiseman, years and years ago. And I just thought all of that would make a good backdrop for my videos. And I thought I'd make this video to tell you a little bit about the stuff. Anyway, thank you much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I really need the subs. I really need the support if I'm ever going to get this channel off the ground. And I thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.